As far as getting married, I guess my question to you is, and if any of you at the table want to try to convince me or change my mind, what benefit do I get in marriage that I can't get in just a long-term relationship?
Okay, so
Nothing.
Like, let's say I'm a secular guy. There's no religious component to getting married for me. What is the benefit? Or even if I am religious, I don't want to make it a religious argument. Let's keep it a secular argument. What benefit do I get by being married that I can't get out of a long-term relationship?
I think the best answer I can give you is, there's like tangibles and intangibles. I'll try to give you some tangibles because the intangibles are a little bit more loosey-goosey. Every single stat we have suggests that people that get married, they live 2 years longer on average. They make money. You make more money if you're married. There's been a lot of longitudinal happiness indexes suggesting people that are married are happier. I don't know if that same data has been gathered for people that are just cohabitating long term. We know that people that are married have better, happier, more successful children. I don't know about that compared to cohabitation though.
But yeah, wouldn't that be? You're saying people who are married are faring better in all these different ways, but wouldn't that just be comparing it to the general population?
Well, it would be general population and people that are cohabitating. But maybe you're right.
But it would.
We don't have the one-to-one.
I don't think we have a one-to-one.
As far as I know, we don't have the data for people that are cohabitating, just because there's not so many of those.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But like from personal experience, you're kind of right. I've noticed like married couples are happier, and then people who've been together a while but don't get married, like it's not as happy of a relationship or secure as a marriage.
I fail to see what the difference would be. Like, if take a girl that I'm in a 7-year relationship with, or maybe let's say 3-year relationship, and then it continues. You have two different paths, right? One, it continues. One, it is a marriage. What changes?
Also, I think like
besides the ceremony.
I think deep down subconsciously, I'll talk about the intangibles now. I think that knowing that you have sworn a legal lifelong oath of fidelity, a contract with this person, reduces the chances that you'll break up over some stupid argument.
Well,
I think it increases your longevity as a relationship. Another really strong tangible just popped in my brain because I have a stay-at-home spouse who has no income. Like the tax benefit of having a no-income stay-at-home spouse is way better. Way better. I make more money because of that.
There's tax benefits. Okay.
Yeah, she like kind of artificially bumps me down because she has no income. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair, I guess. But I don't think the financial, at least for me, I recognize that might be a benefit of marriage. That financial component is not incentive enough for me to want to get married.
I agree with that too.
But you're gonna consider having kids, regardless.
Yes. Open to kids, leaning towards kids. Yes. But marriage, I don't think so.
How do you explain to your kids like why you didn't marry? Like why didn't you marry mommy? Like when they ask you that.
I tell them that I'm deeply in love with her, and I just chose not to get the government involved in my relationship. I don't need the state involved in my relationship. I don't need to have some fucking bullshit ceremony where we waste. Some people spend $50,000 on a marriage more. I don't think, as far as the marriage ceremony goes, I think it's a waste of money. But
you can get married on the beach and it not be like super like.
I just point to a girl and that's my wife. I don't need the government to tell me that that's my wife.
But like. So you would wear the rings and stuff?
No, I mean, we don't need to play dress up, but that's my girl.
But kids ask like why a lot. Like why don't you guys do that? Why don't like
homeschool, let's fucking go. But
that's like,
Let me ask you this. Would you personally, privately, no state entity involved, no religious entity involved, would you one-on-one with the woman you've chosen to spend your life with in an unmarried way, would you have a private conversation where you swear your loyalty to her until the day you die? Would you have that conversation off the record, no paperwork?
Sure.
Would you, like, I'm asking, like...
I don't know if that exists, but...
No, it's just a conversation. Brian, I swear my life to you until the day I die.
Sure.
You do that? Okay.
Sure, yeah.
So it's not that oath of long-term commitment you're worried about. It's entirely the construct of marriage, the legal construct of marriage.
Well, here's the thing, like, when it comes to marriage, what are the words they say? Till death do us part, till sickness and in health. that everybody says that before they get married. Look at the divorce rate. Look at how many people get divorced. So people's words mean nothing. People's commitment mean nothing. People's bond means nothing.
Well, once again, your divorce rate is 13%. How low would that number have to be for you to
it
feel
doesn't matter.
comfortable?
If it was 5%, I'd probably just, if it was 5%, I probably just wouldn't even bother.
1%.
It's just not, the financial risk is just not worth it. See, because look, my thing is that I'm a businessman.
Mm-hmm.
You know I'm a business, quoting Tupac here, you know I'm a businessman because you find me at my place as a business. And so I'm not gonna sign a contract with someone who is rewarded for breaking it. I don't sign contracts that don't benefit me.
Well, I mean, it does. I'm trying to give you a number. Like, I probably make like people are going to do the math. I make a lot more money per year by being married. It bumps me down significantly into another tax bracket. Make a lot of money. And so I guess you could do the math. You could average that yearly extra income that gets padded as a result of my marriage, single household income. Average that out. We're going to be married 50, 60 years until one of us dies. Okay, how much would I lose if we got divorced? You do that comparison. Divorce rate is 13%, but I'm probably smarter than most people, so maybe it's even lower than that. Alimony 10%. If I'm at Vegas, I bet on getting married. That's where I put my money on marriage.
That's totally fine, and maybe we've done the calculus a little bit differently. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, for me, it's just not worth the risk. I don't need the state. I don't need the government involved with my love life. It's just if we were in traditional times, if we were in times where, broadly speaking, society respected marriage, there's also there's no societal what's the term? There's no shame to be divorced. So
You're right
there's
about
no
that.
social pressure
Yep.
for people to stay married, really. In fact, people are like really quick to just be like, just get divorced, whatever. But the other thing is just, and also with the court system, men are so disadvantaged in the family court system.
Mm-hmm.
There's bias against men in the family court system. And look, I've heard from countless men who have just been dragged, I don't know, what's the saying, dragged across the coals? I don't know, but who have just been destroyed in marriage.
Yeah,
And even if that's a minority of people that get married,
yeah.
I know we had some disagreements perhaps on the actual, I think 50% is the total number, but then yes, if you break it down, like first time marriages, it's a bit lower. And then you made a like same race thing, that's even lower.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to look at that, but I'll take your word for it for the sake of the conversation. It's just even that smaller percentage chance, it's just not worth it.
To you.
Yes, to me.
Okay.
Look, I'm not prepared to take on the financial risk of marriage. And again, I don't need the government involved in my thing. I don't want to be dragged through court and have to pay for her attorney and then fucking go in front of a judge and then it's just not worth it. But I would like to move on a little bit, but let's come back to the marriage a little later on in the conversation.
Yeah, no doubt.